Hi guys, how are you today? Time to talk housewives. I'm so sorry I'm late. I forgot to send the link to the panel. That's Sherelle though. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. Last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was interesting at best. We're gonna dissect it, pull it apart, and give our opinions like we always do. This wasn't a really good episode, but for me, it had really good points that we're going to need on the upcoming episodes. So let me go ahead and play my music, allow more people to enter the room, and then we'll get right into it. Hi guys, how are you? All right, what do you know? There's my panel minus Gabor.
Right.
You don't know where Gabor is. There he is. Gabor. I forgot to send you the link, didn't I?
Is that my girl Dorit? Who is that?
Now who is that? Gabor.
Huh?
Dorit, you're trying to start trouble already. Why do you have Dorit on your
Because
avatar?
I couldn't recognize her. I just want y'all to see what I was talking about last week.
Okay, look, this is going to be an unusual review.
Are we already live?
Yeah, we're live. My bad.
Okay.
What was that? Cody?
That was me. That was a motorcycle going past my house. Sorry.
This was an interesting episode, and you guys tell me if I agree. I feel like it was the whole serious issue about race, and then it was the Kathy Hilton show. I love Kathy, by the way. Loving. But here's what I want to say about the whole race thing, because it's driving me crazy. We had Garcelle going around saying that she feels like she has to represent herself as an African-American woman. We had
She's not African-American.
She's not?
No, she's Haitian-American.
Oh, okay, Gabor. For Black women, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, because
she's
she said that she said she don't like the African American. She said that she just like to say
Black woman. Then
Whatever.
we had the big fight on the Real Housewives of New Jersey where Luann called Ebony, why are you so angry? And then Ebony says, you're trying to say I'm the stereotypical Black angry girl. I feel like this is a narrative being pushed by Bravo. Does anybody agree with me? Why all of a sudden every conversation is about race? What's going on? Someone answer. Anyone going to answer my question?
I'd say this if nobody else is going to answer. Regardless if they're pushing it or not, I think as adults, it's an important conversation for people to move forward.
Every episode.
Well, no, I'm only saying if.
So we talked about this last episode. Remember when John ducked under the camera?
Well, can I just say, I don't watch The Housewives for this. I watch The Housewives so I can see Brandy Glanville throw a glass of wine in somebody's face. And I think that, we see enough of this everywhere else and people need an escape. And now, like you said, I feel like Bravo's shoving this narrative down everyone's throat. And
I feel like they're doing that intentionally. I think they want everyone to know we have shaken up the cast. It's multicultural, and and we're gonna do, we're gonna make sure everyone knows that there are now Black people in the cast. Is that true? Do you feel that way, V?
Well, I don't want them to skate over the fact that they have the Black and the Asian person on the show, but at the same time, I don't want the show to be every week talking about pointing out the Black person this, the Black person that, the Asian person this, the Asian person that. I don't want the show to go there every week.
It's even getting so bad that Ebony has to take 2 weeks off of social media. Did you guys see that yesterday? I'm not going on social media. This conversation needs to marinate.
Yeah, they're getting a little.
2 weeks off of social media.
They starting to take it a little far.
It's crazy. Okay, but with that being said, we do have to talk about it. And I wanted to start out and say my opinion, Gabor. And if I'm wrong, do you think Gabor will tell me I'm wrong?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He might put your picture up.
He'll put my picture up next week.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I feel like is going on. So they open up the episode with Crystal talking to Sutton. And did Sutton cry? If she didn't cry, she almost cried. It got very emotional because Crystal says to her, "You're that girl," and Sutton started crying, saying that, I guess she felt like she was basically calling her
a racist.
Right. Okay. Thank you, John. Yeah, John, you're going to be my white ambassador.
Hi. The delegation for the white people has arrived. So
I feel like there's 3 different subjects within this one subject. I feel like what Crystal was saying is that, like, let's just take it to another subject. Let's say you're being bullied by someone, right? And you go tell your friend, "I'm being bullied," and they go, "There's no such thing as bullying." You will feel offended because you're the one being bullied, and you'll be like, "Yes, it is." I think that what Crystal was trying to say, if you don't acknowledge that there's racism, then I'm going to get upset and not feel heard. That's what is that?
That's how I took it too. Yeah.
Okay, are we on the same page about that?
Yeah.
I feel that Crystal Sutton feels like every time someone says something about race, being a white person, you get judged really harshly about it. And she doesn't want anyone to think automatically that she's a racist. And she really wasn't talking about every white person when she said, "I don't think Kyle meant it that way." So she felt like she was getting accused very easy. Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We agree with that, Sutton? And then as a whole, I feel that Bravo wants this conversation to be had. They want it to be had on Beverly Hills, on New York, and I'm not quite sure why they want to keep.
And to agree with you, Cheryl, real quick, while you're saying that, like, it just very to your point is that, like, Garcelle had that conversation with Kyle, and Garcelle was very quick to say, "Oh, what you say that to your white friends? Is it because of me?" Mm-hmm. And the same thing with Ebony and Luann. "Oh, I'm angry, so I'm just an angry." It just seemed like it was like the same. I don't know, like.
Yeah. So I think I have a solution for this problem. Either that or I'm extremely weird. So I have a lot of white friends. So I was talking to one of my white friends.
You're racist. You can't say that.
No, who's on TV? Who's on a television show? But no one would suspect that we're friends, but we're friends. So we're talking about him going to college and how we're going to go down and visit it. And he was like, "Well, you can't come." And I said, "Why? Why not?" And he said, "You might get arrested." And I said, "For what?" He goes, "Because you're Black." He acknowledged, yeah, he did. And I said, "What?" He said, "It's true. This is a very racist town." I feel like if Sutton would have said, "Yes, there's racism. You got to acknowledge it, but I'm not talking about that right now." And then you move forward. Is that a solution?
Well, I mean, it's a start. I mean, it's a conversation. It's an adult conversation for me, right? Because I think most people get offended when people feel like they're not acknowledged for their feelings.
You got to acknowledge it. But then what about if someone is twisting what you're saying? What if they're saying
no. Okay, but let me get to that part. And I'm saying I also get it from Sutton part that how she was explaining it. No, she don't see color as meaning for her. It came across that she was saying, "No, I don't see Black and white. I see people equal." Right?
That's how I took it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what she meant.
But as far as terminology is concerned, with Minkoff, Crystal, or whatever her name is, right? I think she looked at it and said, "Well, hey, if you're not going to acknowledge that it is a thing that's happening," because I think most of America, the problem is a lot of people act like it's not a thing, that it don't exist. Right? At some point, you get to address the elephant in the room, okay? So I just feel like, but you can have an adult conversation about it, because if, say, John never experienced this part of life, and I'm talking to him, I can't expect him to truly know that part of life until I could let him know how I felt. But I would expect him to try to at least think outside the bubble and say, "Hey, maybe I can see where Perry's coming from."
But at the same time, John can't sit there, listen to you, listen to everything you say. And as soon as you say something about race, he plays the I'm white card.
Right.
Now you're talking about.
Let me bounce off of what V just said, M. Perry. Because, you know, I'm white. Obviously, I will never know what any other race has gone through or, like, you know, I'm trying to say this the right way. I will never know what anybody else has been through. But I will say is that, like, you know, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, it was not cool to be gay, right? And I got discriminated against for that. Not that it's on the same playing field as any other type of discrimination or racism or anything, because everybody goes through, you know, but I can understand what it's like to feel less than superior to other people based on who you are. Did that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And that's all we're saying. Now, not everything gonna be equally on the same playing field. You know, we can go from the Holocaust to everything else. Not everything's going to be pinned on the same thing. We're just saying that as adults, and we are all human, we all bleed the same blood, everything else, right? That we get to be able to have a conversation in order to respect others. Sometimes you get to get a little bit more understanding of others.
So as a whole, Perry, the problem is, okay, so we do acknowledge everybody's looking at it from a different point of view. How do you deal with it? Let me read this really quick. Stephanie's going to keep it real. Stephanie's a big fan of Perry. Perry, you paying people off again?
Yeah.
Keep it real. Perry, keep keeping it real. Wow. Go ahead, Perry. So I think we all agree, except for Gabor. Gabor, you haven't said anything. Do you agree that people look at it different depending on what you've been through?
I just feel like that the whole conversation, Sutton is the one who took it out of hand. Sutton is the one who nobody was even talking to her. And she even apologized about it on her Instagram or whatever she tweeted last week. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was even talking to her. She overreacted for nothing. I do understand that Crystal was trying to paint her a certain way by saying, oh, so you're that girl. Please tell me you're that girl. I understand that what Crystal was doing when she said that, but I don't think that it had anything to do with Sutton for her to be crying and stuff anyway. And she cannot know. I don't think that Kyle did it maliciously, but she cannot say for sure that she know that Kyle didn't mean it that way.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? She can't say for sure that wasn't your argument, so just shut up. You know what I'm saying? Right. You don't know what she meant by that.
No. So now what I'm asking you, Perry, is we get it. Everybody looks at race differently. How do you handle it?
Well, no, I'm gonna go back to this whole Sutton thing. Now, I heard what Gabor said, and I would just say this though, right? Now, like I said, whether it's blatantly that you're getting racism or stereotypes thrown your way, also, if you want somebody else to have an open mind, we get to have an open mind too when you actually talking to somebody. Sutton did apologize the next day, or whatever. She apologized because sometimes, people just get defensive when something is said on both sides, or whatever side it is. I think the conversation was good for them to go back and talk about it, hug it out, or do whatever. But I think because what she's saying too, and then when you get further into it, you will see that she was saying, hey, and we all know blacks get it a certain way, okay? Then we know sometimes being in the southern part of the United States, people have a stereotype of you already. If you're from New York, you might not get the same stereotype as somebody from Mississippi. And I'm just saying, if we're going to have a discussion, let's have it on an open page where it's sort of right. Because she felt like that people always looked at her from where she was from, automatically that she was racist.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
And if Crystal want her to understand her point, we both got to understand each other, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. I mean, because I have a lot of white friends, a whole bunch of different friends that's not black, okay? And for the most part, we have great conversations where they know me and they sort of understand a little bit. But sometimes we have a disconnect too, where they just start saying, well, no, that couldn't be. And then I will feel like a certain kind of way. It's like, hey, man, you know me better than that. I'm not just telling you this. Look outside your bubble. Sometimes even on all sides, whether you feel like somebody being racist, let's try to look outside our bubble and come to a mutual ground somewhere.
Well, let me ask you this, Gabor. Let me ask you this. We had this conversation last week.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Bravo keep How often do we have to go through this?
Well, that's what they do. They always find a good conversation and try to, hold it into the next week. We don't see the whole thing until next week.
Yeah,
but only thing Crystal was saying to Kyle was she didn't even get to really explain what she was saying. She was just saying that, certain stereotypes, and then Sutton cut her off. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even get to fully explain what happened. So I don't know why Sutton is looked at as a victim. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? She just started overreacting and started crying. She didn't even get to. Crystal was trying to explain being a minority and the stereotypes that come with that, and she didn't even get to explain before Sutton started crying and whatever she was
what
doing.
What about this, Gabor? Is someone explaining something to you and you truly don't understand what they're talking about?
Who?
Sutton. What if she truly didn't?
She wasn't trying to understand. The girl didn't even get to explain what she was.
What if she didn't? What if I can't explain to you what childbirth is like. You've never experienced.
Sutton wanted to make herself the victim. Sutton started talking about the stereotypes that she go through. That's what she was trying to explain last week. You know what I'm saying? I go through stereotypes too, being a white woman from the South. You know what I'm saying? There are negative stereotypes about her probably being a country, you know what I'm saying? A hillbilly or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sutton is not a victim. You know what I'm saying? She jumped in the conversation. Crystal was Sutton was on the end like, oh, I know you didn't mean it that way. And Crystal was trying to let her know, you know what I'm saying? But stereotypes can be, and the girl just went off and started crying.
Can I say something? I think that Crystal came in a little too hot and heavy with Sutton. I do think that Sutton was she was oversensitive, and she could have handled it better. I also think that Sutton wasn't coming from a place of harm. And maybe her wording could have been better when she was talking about what she was thinking. Because there's so many different generations now that, like, I'm a Gen X, but God forbid, now Gen Y is saying, and there are levels of speech that, like, not everybody's as hip with, and with it. So I do feel like. Sutton she was a little overly emotional, but I do think that she was coming from a good place. And I really think that Crystal was on the attack just like a little bit with her.
We can agree to disagree.
Crystal was putting her under the gun because Crystal was already thinking racial issues that she's been through or that, happens to her. And she was bringing it into this conversation with Sutton. And Sutton wasn't really initially really wasn't thinking that way. She was just making a statement. And then Crystal wanted, start pointing out, are you that girl? Please tell me you're not that girl. You're not that girl. And then that put her on the spot. That made her feel like, okay, well, if I'm that girl, are you trying to say that I'm racist?
That's what happened. And then everybody got defensive.
And then everybody got their defenses up.
I guess we're going to keep having this conversation. They're going to keep.
I hope to God not, because if this is the rest of the season, I'm out. Because I'm out.
Bringing it up.
I feel like Sutton was trying to dismiss what Crystal was trying to say, period. And that's just how I feel. I feel like she was trying to dismiss what the girl was trying to say, and she was trying to play victim and started trying to use them tears. You know what I'm saying? To be a victim, and she wasn't a victim. That they weren't even really talking to her. It had nothing to do with her. The girl, Kyle was explaining how Garcelle felt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay. That the girl just jumped in, but I really don't want to talk about this.
I
feel like it's just we just beat the dead horse.
We got to get it out the way, Gabor, and then we're going to talk about the good part. Go ahead.
Right. Look, let me say this though. I'm not saying Sutton was a victim. I'm not even going to say at this point that Crystal was a victim, okay? I'm just saying sometimes when you got people from different parties, different parts of life, they both coming in with their own emotions. We got to admit, both of them, Crystal got emotional, Sutton got emotional. That's why I think sometimes when you dealing with something that you're not familiar with, or this adult conversation that we have, and I think sometimes it's important to have, even how uncomfortable it may seem at the time. But I think
I agree with that. But we had this conversation last week.
No, I get it. But I'm saying that I think both of them fell asleep that night, thought about it. They had this talk the next day. That's what I mean, because we all aren't gonna just hear what somebody say and take it in 110%. And that first thing, it takes some thinking to take yourself outside your box and look at it from somebody else's perspective on both sides. And
I don't think that Crystal got emotional. I think that Sutton got defensive first and Crystal got defensive back. She was the one screaming, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want. She was the one screaming, and she was like, well, you know what I'm saying? I know you don't want to talk about it. I don't,
Okay.
I think some of Sutton's emotions, though, comes from the fact that she's from the South, and there's a lot of stereotypes about her, too, because of the fact that she is from the South. And so I think that those emotions came up because she knows that she doesn't want to be put out there like she is racist, because that is the stereotype for the Southern person.
She's just insecure. I think she's insecure.
Right. Okay, I mean,
as you can tell later on in the episode, she got a problem.
Okay, no. I mean, now we talking about this part now. I'm talking about later on, and then I may have a different opinions on other things that happen throughout the show.
Okay, so let's move on.
Okay, we'll move
on. Because this is good, because this is the part I want to talk about. So we all heard the rumors before the show came on that Kyle is very worried that her sister is going to steal her spotlight. Have you guys heard that?
Oh, it's stolen.
Yeah. Okay, my Kathy Hilton gave me life all episode. My favorite part was the red coat, and when Kyle said, "Where did you get this coat?" and she said, "Someone left it at my house." She brought a stolen coat. I loved her drinking a Red Bull at 1 a.m. I loved everything about her. Oh, the prank, pretending like she was drinking vodka. She truly, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I know they all watch these videos. I'm not saying anything bad about Kyle. I'm just saying Kathy is 10 times more likable. Even though she's the richest, she could be a snob. She could act like she couldn't relate to where people. Kathy is down to earth, and you wouldn't even know she was the richest housewife. Anybody agree with me?
No, I wouldn't hang out with her.
What's that?
I want to hang out with her.
I know. I loved her.
I'm saying I agree with you from this standpoint, right? I mean, I don't know how much money all of them have, but I think by all right, she's probably is the one with the most money, right?
That's she is by far, yeah.
That's the one that you would assume to be the more snobby, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that she's taking her spot because she's coming up like, being a regular person, just having fun. She's not flashing dollars.
Yep.
She's not being an itch like her sister.
The funny thing about it is, Kyle is fake, right?
Right.
Kyle is fake, and people treat you different when you got money. Now, if we didn't know that was Kathy, that could have been Kim, because she doing the same crazy little kooky stuff that Kim was doing. But when Kim do it, she on drugs, and when Kathy do it, she just having fun. You know what I'm saying?
Go for her. That's so true, though.
That's the truth. If Kim was doing that, they would have swore she was on drugs and she was doing something. But Kyle is all happy with her because she got money. Her husband got money. So you want to treat her different than you treated Kim on the show.
Especially when she slept through when they went on the little thing, and Kathy just slept through the whole thing, and woke up the next. They was back when she woke up. I was like, but she ain't used to getting up early because she ain't got to go do nothing. So
my favorite part when Kyle tried to wake up and she said, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
She has stolen the show.
And she didn't even buy them slippers.
Also, don't forget, they come back from like the little train exercise, and like Kathy, it's probably like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon at that point. And Kathy just woke up. She's like, I put the eardrops in my eyes.
Yeah, girl. What did you take? What did Lisa Rinna give you out of that bag?
Right? What did Lisa
give you out of that bag of pills?
Knock Kathy out.
Lisa gave her something out of the bag of pills. Girl, you put an eardrop in your eye.
Pills in the little Ziploc.
Yeah,
Lisa at like 4 a.m. wired from Red Bull and whatever else. And Lisa's like, "Here, girl, I got you." Gave her a pill, and that knocked her out for a whole day.
Yeah.
A day. They went skiing or whatever they was doing. And they came back and they had some fun. She was still just waking up. Like, hello, good morning.
She was asleep. the next day, just like a regular person when you go out and hang out all night and then you sleep the whole next day.
Yeah, she's on vacation. Like, I mean, she knows she's on vacation doing whatever. But what cracks me up about Kathy is that most girls, every time they go from room to room or wherever, most time if they gonna grab anything, it's their purse.
Not a fan.
Everywhere she goes, she had that damn fan with her. She gonna grab that damn fan.
I mean, she was the show. It really wasn't much going on. They were still day 2 in Tahoe, but it really wasn't that much going on. Lisa Rinna was continuing to be fake. Now,
I'm sorry. Why is Lisa Rinna scaring me with the Barbie look? The who was that with the black hair and the eyebrows and all that on the show, pretending to be Lisa Rinna? Who was that?
What are you talking about? With
the black hair, the dark hair.
That's Kim, like she in confessionals or something with her hair coming all the way back.
She has short hair, short dark hair.
Yeah, that's her. I think when they have confessionals or something, they may have a different look instead of
the
confessionals.
She
looks better that way to me.
Yeah,
and
she looks better.
Are y'all
buying
her
like the Barbie doll look-alike?
No.
Gabor,
don't go there. Don't go there, Gabor.
I said last week, you see she done went over there. All of a sudden, Scott Disick is messing with her daughter. Now all of a sudden, she got a lip kit like Kylie now.
She got the lip kit.
Now she got a lip kit coming out. Kylie is a fake billionaire, and now her daughter with Scott Disick, and all of a sudden now she got a lip kit coming out for them old ass lips.
But she's been working on it since 2012. She said.
For 15 years or something like that. That's the first thing I ever wanted to do. Well, all right. Mm-hmm.
The only scene where Kathy, it was a little murky, is when who was talking about? Oh, it was Garcelle. She tried to talk trash about Paris Hilton.
How did she girl? Kathy Hilton's daughter in front of Kathy Hilton and her aunt. Like
me and my sister would have jumped Garcelle. I
don't know. I think them braids was too tight on Garcelle's head.
But you don't like Garcelle, right, V?
I liked Garcelle for the first episode, and now she's starting to work my nerve.
Well, why? That's what I had asked you before. I said save it for the show.
Because I said this last week, and it seems like she's very judgmental of other people, and she's real quick to play the "because I'm a black woman" thing, and that's just starting to rub me the wrong way.
I don't know what you're talking about, V. Well, how is she judgmental?
She's very judgmental. Don't you think she was judging Paris Hilton? Oh, I got mad because she was on her phone all the time. So,
and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny, and y'all gonna be mad at me. I just don't get how y'all trying to make Garcelle seem like this A-list actress. I mean,
okay, good boy.
All I know, I know her from the Jamie Foxx show, and she didn't have no line in Coming to America, and she was in the R. Kelly download video, and I ain't never seen nothing else from her. So I'm just saying.
Did not pull out the R. Kelly video.
She was in the R. Kelly. She was messing with Mr. R. Kelly and Mr. Big. She was with R. Kelly and Mr. Big, and they both got beat up. That's all I know her from.
Listen,
if you know anything else,
cool.
John, have you seen anything else?
Yeah, really, Gabor. Garcelle.
No, but Garcelle's really making it seem like she's like, like Halle Berry a little bit. Like,
okay, thank you. I knew I wasn't tripping.
No. Garcelle is refreshing for the show. She tells it like it is, and she has the hard conversations. You got to give her that, right?
And I would say this too. I mean, well, I see your guys' point, but a lot of them have it. Okay, I look at Erika. Erika act like she's some born millionaire. Right?
We know she's not, and we're gonna get to it.
Okay, right. Well, I know, and I'm just saying, and really, the only thing I see from her is she stripped her way to the top.
Oh,
my Wi-Fi was cutting out. What was the last thing? I just switched my Wi-Fi, so like now I'll be able to hear everything. What was the last thing?
They basically said Erika was a woman of the night.
That is so wrong.
Well,
that is so
I mean,
wrong.
She went from Motel 6 to the Hilton.
Listen,
Please.
we will agree. Listen, I'm going to get you guys to agree on something. Last season, we had the Mean Girl crew, right? This season, Garcelle is busting that up. Sutton is busting that up. Yeah, I'm talking about Lisa Rinna, all the people that got Denise to leave the show. They're busting that up. So now it's like they don't have all the power anymore.
But
and Garcelle
this is the thing that I don't want to go through this year. I do not want to talk about what happened with Denise.
No, Gabor, we got to talk about it.
No, I'm saying it seems like that's I'm not trying to be funny. That seems like Garcelle's storyline.
No, she's making, listen, last season we all said somebody needs to hold Rinna accountable. Now you have the person and then you don't like her.
No, she's not holding Rinna accountable. She's playing. No, I don't like. She's being very judgmental and seems like she's the judge and jury for everybody else on the show, and that she ain't holding them accountable. She's judging everybody up to her standards, and that's what's kind of annoying me a little bit.
Gabor, we have a Gabor lover on the loose. They said Gabor saying, "I'm not trying to be funny. I'm already laughing because I know it's going to be funny." Love you, Gabor. We got a Gabor lover on the loose.
Last season when Garcelle was missing adventures, like, well, I'm filming for Coming to America. Well, how much of that filming? She
was in one scene. She was in one scene and she didn't even have no line. That's the truth. That's the truth. She was in one scene and she didn't have no line.
We got another Garcelle troublemaker.
Cody's laughing in the background.
Where was this version of a Garcelle last year when Denise needed backup? She's doing it now because she thinks it's what the fans want to see. What do you guys think?
It was Garcelle's rage last year.
Thank you, Anthony.
I'm sorry.
That I can agree, because I always go back to the whole thing. It's like, I'm not mad at past members for talking about something if they just found out about it. But don't talk about it if you knew about it 2 years ago. Your ass should
listen, I'm going to put you in check, Anthony in check, and V, and possibly John that are dogging, and you too, Gabor. All you guys dogging Garcelle.
Who? I'm not dogging her. What I'm saying is fact.
Did Perry get time out?
No, first of all, you're trying to shame her by talking about the R. Kelly video. No one cares about R. Kelly.
She was in the download video.
Her resume.
The only thing I'm saying, Sherelle, is this, right? I mean, like, we all had the discussion for the first 30 minutes of the video about the race and all.
What's that? Is Satan here?
I'm sorry, my background.
Can you handle that, please?
But anyway, I'm thinking, we talked about the race thing for the first 30 minutes. And I'm in agreement. The whole season shouldn't be about this. It's something that's important to talk about off the set or whatever, just in life. But I can't wait till they leave Lake Tahoe and talk about Erika the hoe.
Oh, yes.
Listen, let's talk about Erika, guys. She seems withdrawn. Now, remember, this is supposed to be before the whole husband getting arrested thing, right?
This is like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, it's days. Doesn't she seem withdrawn? Like something is wrong? She's there, but she's not there. Am I reading too much into that?
And see, I was mad at Dorit. She should have I wanted Erika to drink that drink and get to tell her business.
Wait, hold on. Let me read this.
Wait a minute.
Who's gonna text me, boo? Really, Anthony?
What did he say?
He was talking about Garcelle earlier.
He was telling the truth. But the thing is, I wanted that girl. I wanted Dorit to let that girl Erika get drunk and ask her business. See, if I was on the trip, I would have got it out of her. I can be toxic sometimes.
That is so ridiculous.
I would have got it up out of her. I would have like, girl, so what's going on with the case?
No, this is 2 or 3 days before the arrest, right? Someone said that. Who said that?
That's what the producer said last week on Twitter.
Something just doesn't seem right about Erika. It's like, did she seem withdrawn to you guys? Very guarded.
She ate more than she ever ate.
No.
She ate more than she ever ate. That was our first time ever seeing her go back to second. She went back to second at breakfast. You know she don't do that.
Hey, but you know what, before? You know what they say? They always say stress make you eat.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't never seen her go back for seconds. Y'all ain't never seen her go back for seconds before. She ate more than she ever ate on the show.
Gabor, she probably knew it was coming. Probably put that sausage in her purse.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, John. Did she know that Tom was?
Of course she knew.
Under investigation. Did she even know that?
Yeah, she knew.
She's acting guilty.
She took her pocketbook. She put all that sausage in the bag for later on. She
was really
and did y'all hear she knew? I forget, but when they was riding on the way to the paddle thing, to the track, the Underground Railroad in Horsham, she knew about like a jail in the area.
Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute, Gabor. You can't fly that.
Why are we getting the echo?
You're calling the little thing that they rode on the Underground Railroad?
I was just playing. But you remember she was
oh God.
She was talking about like a jail or something. It was a jail that was around Lake Tahoe. You remember on the way there?
Yeah.
He was talking about like.
First of all, Gabor, this is your girl Nina. Say what up. Hi,
oh, that's
Nina.
my baby. That's my baby.
I think you're right, Gabor. She did mention something like that. Listen, everyone wants to know the golden question. Did Erika know what was going on with Tom? Not just after the arrest. I'm talking about sometime in the marriage. Yeah.
Just like Teresa never knew about Joe.
The only person asking that question is you. Everybody else knows she did.
No, but listen, she was acting like something was bothering her. She seemed withdrawn. She wasn't as like she usually is.
She was trying to go on the suicide mission with what's the girl name? Lisa Renner. Because Lisa Renner said, when we go down, do you want me to press the brakes? She said no. She was trying to get out of the case. Hell yeah, you gonna press the brakes when we go down.
Too much.
Oh my God. I love you. I laugh every day. Come on, Gabor. We can't say the word, but she was on a mission to take her own life. Really, Gabor?
Yeah, she was. That girl had went down the thing and was like, y'all want me to press the brakes? She was like, no. She wanted to fall out.
And don't forget, she's got Renna's bag of pills as a standby in case so they're covered every way.
And don't forget how cutesy she was looking when what's her name?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll wait.
when the what's her name said that she wasn't as racist, or she didn't seem as Southern as the other lady. As Southern.
Oh, Erika. Erika wasn't as Southern.
Okay. Ultimately at the dinner, right?
Yeah, but when Erika said that Sutton was more. No, it wasn't Erika that said it. It was
Dorit, I think.
Dorit said that Sutton was more Southern than Erika, because Erika's been to New York and other places, and Erika's sitting up there looking like, oh, she's so right. Yeah, I am.
Yeah. And
I am a cut above. I am a little cut above.
And she was basically saying Sutton never left Louisville.
Yeah.
She never left Georgia. And you know, Erika had to work. Erika was a working girl in New York. You know what I'm saying? She had to go out there and work, got caught up, had a baby. You know what I'm saying? She was moving around.
I gave a grade as if I was in grade.
Was she a poll worker?
How do we grade Dorit on trying to mediate the situation between Sutton, trying to explain what Sutton was meaning?
F.
I'm gonna have to.
I like to read
that
F minus. I've traveled. I've been to Rome and Australia. Oh God! Thank God for Dorit in this situation.
It was so bad.
Listen to my accent. I know what I'm talking about. I'm very well traveled.
And I know
because you got that accent you weren't born with too. The accent that you still trying to fake
like 15 minutes away from me, from Connecticut. Like girl, no one talks like that. Okay, like I know.
Dorit is. She's really phony. not trying to be mean. I know John is the Dorit ambassador, but John,
I have to call a spade sometimes. I just gave her a minus, so that was, so there it is.
Y'all are too hard on my Haitian Queen Garcelle. Not me. That's them. But anyway.
I'm not being harsh. I don't think I'm being harsh. I just want to be honest.
She was filming a Netflix show with Ashley Tisdale. She was in Superman, Homecoming, and NYPD Blue. How dare you not call her an A-lister, Gabor?
She ain't no A-lister. I'm sorry. She's not.
For me.
Wait, let me pull her up on IMDb real quick because I got to do this.
Tell me the story roles, John. When you read them, let me know what she starred in.
If she's attendant number 1 in the credits, I don't know about that. Like,
okay, so I'm just saying this though. For me, none of that matters. If you're on the show, you're just on the show. But we're not gonna come hard at her when we know
it matters. Don't do that, Perry. It matters. It matters. You shaded
Marlo. Okay, let's talk about Erika.
You shaded Marlo all season with her grapes. You shaded Marlo all season with her grapes just because Portia had a peach. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. No, this is what I'm saying. Okay, well,
it matters how you on the show.
Okay, Gabor. Let me talk about your girl Erika and tell you how she got her damn peach.
We know how she got her peach. She was busting it open.
It was doing cartwheels upside down, sliding down a damn pole.
She was busting it open for old men.
Well, exactly. Okay, so let's keep it real. So was that an A grade or a B grade movie, C grade movie? What kind of movie she's making?
Who?
Erika.
Hold on.
Listen, Erika ain't my girl.
Nice.
Erika ain't my girl. She thinks she's
entertaining. You brought up Portia.
No, I'm just saying it matters how you on the show. It matters whether she was in the movie or not. It matters if you got lines. If you got lines, don't say that you was filming this movie and you was gone for half of the season because you was filming a show when you didn't have no lines.
Okay, girl. I know.
You wasn't needed there. They didn't need you there, baby. You didn't have to be there.
Gabor, if I was Kenya, don't say you got a real husband.
She told them girls she was going to make them coming to America.
Okay, wait a minute.
We got to jump in and break this.
She told her castmates. Hold on. She told her castmates she was filming Coming to America and they was trying to support her and she didn't have no damn lines.
I mean, it's true.
Well, no wonder the $5,000.
I mean, somebody said they got a husband, but they nowhere to be seen neither.
No wonder she couldn't pay the $5,000.
Okay,
but go ahead.
She was still in the movie. Now we have company. Hi, Parker. How are you?
Damn, Gabor.
Thanks for sharing.
I need a drink.
We have company, Perry. We have company. Okay. Hi, Parker. Sound off. What did you want to talk about?
Oh God.
Dorit talking about living in Italy and New York City, like
she's very cultured.
It's a country in Western Europe. Everyone knows that who's ever been there. And I mean, I think that was so horribly done. I know y'all probably don't want to talk about this. I think that
no, we got to talk about it. Say whatever's on your mind.
I think that Sutton doesn't. I think a lot of it may be a generational thing. Like I know most people, younger 20s, like young millennials, we kind of know the terminology and color is kind of like invalidating people's race in terms of maybe it should be better to say I treat everyone equally. Like I see that we are different, but
you think she used the wrong word. Do you think Sutton is racist? I don't think Sutton is racist. Do you think she's racist?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so, but I think she was trying to victimize herself.
Oh, wow.
You from the South, Parker?
Yes, Charleston.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's South. I mean, but you think
she was trying to make a victim of herself, and it was like she was trying to equate racism that people, Black people in the United States and Asian people and, non-white people in the United States. And I think it's just ridiculous. And I knew that she probably pooped her pants whenever she realized that.
I mean,
she knew that she was eating up.
I mean, that's interesting coming from you, a Caucasian man. And you think she was being racist?
No, but I think that she should have just shut up.
Oh, you think she handled the situation wrong? Yeah.
Handled so horribly.
White ambassador John, what is your opinion on what? on what Parker said. Do you think that when you're Southern, you have code words that you use? And you're from the North, so you probably
Garcelle was in NYPD Blue for a bunch of episodes, and then
he did not pull up Garcelle's record. Really, John? And don't they have Coming to America on there?
Yeah, and she's the Rose Bearer priestess. I mean,
she didn't even have a name. Oh my
God, have a
God.
goddamn name. I'm just saying.
All right. Let me wrap this up because I got a long line. What did you think about Kathy Hilton?
Oh my God,
Parker?
She's literally going to steal the show even more. I think that she is a good blend of Kyle and Kim in terms of like more the polished image of Kyle, but personality of Kim. And I do feel bad that, kind of like Gabor was saying earlier, if it's Kathy, everyone just thinks it's funny and that's just her personality, and Kim, people think it's induced by drugs, which is really bad.
It's true though, yeah.
I think everyone was expecting Kathy to be like, very tight and not funny and uppity, and I'm just blown away by like how she comes off, and that's how I think people are surprised.
It's the opposite. Yeah.
At the end of the day, before you go, Parker, should we start our campaign? Fire Vile Kyle. Is it time for Kyle to go and Kathy to come?
Mm-mm.
What? Gabor, really?
Kathy needs it.
I want Kyle to run over Kyle. I want Kathy to run over Kyle.
Yeah, I want Kyle to still be on the show.
No.
Even if for that reason. I don't think Kyle as much as the rest of y'all do. I think that she's boring, and I think that she must have something on Andy for still being on the show.
Yeah, can we talk about something? Because I wanted to talk about what Pedro just wrote.
Yeah, let me read this really quick. Love Sutton, but when Crystal tapped her with her foot, she pretended like she got jumped.
Baby, let me tell you, that sweet justice, baby. You call me a racist, I'm gonna make it seem like you tried to kick my leg off.
Oh wow! Listen, I got a long line. Thank you, Parker, for calling in. I really appreciate the call.
Bye, Parker.
Bye, Parker. Love you. Bye. Okay. Got a long line, guys.
She act like that girl tried to kick her leg off.
Hi, LaShawn. How are you?
Hey, LaShawn.
Hi, good. Hey, everybody. I mean, y'all are 3 hours behind us. I'm in Florida.
Oh,
I just want to tell you guys, y'all are a hoot. Y'all are serious.
No, that's Gabor.
I am clutching my pearls over here, and I have never. I have never been interested in watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I am ready to see this show. Listen, they need to pay y'all for advertising, okay? Go ahead and write a Bravo check to Sherelle's World, honey, y'all bringing it tonight.
I mean, we had to have a serious conversation tonight. Do you think that people from the South, white people from the South, have a stereotype that people automatically think they're racist?
No. You know what? Cicely Tyson said something that I thought was so important. She said that their guilt is shown in their innocence. Right?
What does
the
that
guilt
mean?
is in their innocence, which means like if before you speak on something Black, you should kind of educate yourself about like negative racist things. Things can come off as racist and you not mean for it to.
Yeah.
But because you are ignorantly innocent per se, there's guilt in that because you have an opportunity to educate yourself.
Ooh, LaShawn, we have to get you off the stage. You're educated. Yeah, I know. We don't know that like that. That was a great point. I like the way you articulated it.
Yeah, that's Cicely Tyson.
I love Cicely Tyson. I hate that we just lost her.
I know,
she's the best. Yeah. Thank you, LaShawn, for calling in. I appreciate the call. Thank you,
LaShawn.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, LaShawn.
Sherelle, you missed a super chat.
I did?
From Anthony, yeah.
Hey, Nina, hold on one second.
I know you need your glasses, huh?
Kyle is jealous of how Kathy is stealing the show. Kathy is stealing the show. You know,
Yeah.
deep down, Kyle with praying bears would break in and get Kathy.
Anthony is funny.
Anthony is too much. Okay, Nina, what did sound off? What do you want to talk about from last night?
Lord have
It was
mercy.
crazy.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Look, I'm
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Because what y'all not gonna do is talk about yourself.
Thank you, Nina. Where is Yates? Yates?
Cody wants to say something
Hold on, Nina. Our honorary Cody wants to say
because he's a white man from the South. So
oh, he sure is. Cody, are you going to show your face?
Cody, come on, take the hot seat.
Come on, Cody.
Gorgeous Jesus.
We don't bite, Cody. Sound off. What did you want to say?
Listen, I think it's like just I don't want to curse or like whatever, but I just
please
think
don't.
it's very crappy.
Please don't.
Like I mean, and you're very right. Like I mean, even in elementary school and even in middle school, like I was always kind of put in that category from being, you know, because I'm Alabama and from Florida, you know, like both, like that's been like, you know, my two states, you know, back and forth and like whatever. And it's just everybody that always, they're like, oh, well, oh God. And we used to like bicker back and forth. It's like, you don't understand me. You don't get me. Like, you don't understand. Like, no, it's not like that. Like,
let me clear this up, Cody. You're saying that it is true that white men from the South get labeled racist automatically. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And it's not even just men. I mean, it's women too. You know, it's not classified as like, you know, either men or women. I mean, it's anything from the South because we all know like history and movies and yada yada. You know what I mean? So it's annoying and it's aggravating because like growing up, obviously in the South and everything, like I've had to deal with that, and it's like, okay, it's not that way, and I've gotten into so many arguments with class members and friends and everything else like that. You know what I mean? Like throughout like my whole.
You know what, Cody?
stuff.
This is the first time that I'm hearing that. I did not know white men from the South got labeled. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing.
Of course. I mean,
I had no idea.
The way that like you have to like kind of like get up in the day is like you have to like prove yourself, and it's like nobody should have to prove anything to anybody, like no matter what it is or what gender, no nothing, you know.
Let me ask you that: do you think that's what Sutton was doing, trying to prove herself, saying I'm not racist?
Yes.
Is that what she was doing?
100%. Like I mean, I believe that Sutton was like trying to like, you know, I mean, obviously everybody sees really hope. Damn cat. Sorry. I mean, obviously everybody sees color, but what she is trying to say, and me also, like, I mean, I don't see you as like this, I don't stereotype this. I don't see like whatever. It's, if I like you because of your personality. I like you because like you're a good person in my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could care what you are. I don't.
But let me ask you this: did you walk on eggshells when you were around people of color to make sure that they didn't think that or got offended? Did you do that?
You have to repeat that. I'm sorry. What was that, Cheryl?
So saying that you got classified as being automatically racist, did you, when you were around Black people, did you have to watch your words and was defensive a little bit just because you thought that that's what they thought of you?
No, I did. I never had to watch my words because, you know, obviously, like, I'm not that type of person. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not those type of people out there, which they are. We all know that. But I never had to watch my words. But, you know, like I was saying before, like, you know, I did get into like, you know, altercations, you know, with other people and stuff like that. But I do have to say, like, once they kind of saw my point of view and I saw their point of view, I'm actually very, very good friends with those same people that I went to elementary school, which are
you agree with Perry. Everybody has to be open-minded to solve this situation.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
100%. Like, I mean, that's what it is. Like, I mean, come on, we're in what? Look, We're in 2021 now. Come on. Like, really, like everybody's, and just like Perry said before, when you cut you, we all bleed, you know, and that's what Perry said before. And I 100% agree with that. And it doesn't matter this or that or blah and bliss and blah, blah, blah.
Well, let me say this. That's how you even came on camera. No one knew what you look like. Cody has a voice and a face. I appreciate that, Cody. Thank you.
Thanks,
and you said something that was really made a lot of sense. I didn't even know that people just got labeled. But I guess it's true, you know.
I had a lot of people yelling at me. I had a lot of words.
Are you from the South, Serena?
I am. I'm from 111. I'm in one of the racist. I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina, where is racism blatant out here. And
I'm from Texas.
Right. And you do. I mean, even as a black woman, you know, coming across white men.
Yeah,
you know, especially white men that has a little bit of power. You know, whatever it is. You automatically say that mother is racist, you know, because it's simply because, you know, down here you have a lot of the statues of the Confederates and all that stuff. That stuff is big down here. So I automatically think that some white men are racist. But the conversation, I'm with Perry. You have to have that conversation because it goes so much deeper than what you see on the outside. You know, even my white friends that I was in junior high and high school with, I lost a lot of them the last 6 years because of this, you know, that man that was in the White House before.
The climate,
that was going on. You know, I lost a lot of them because they showed their true colors. And you know, the thing about it is I was like hurt because I was like, oh my God, really? You know, but I still have some. I think you got to have the conversation. And when it comes to Sutton, I don't know, y'all. This just me. I think she's racist. I think she was getting choked up.
You think Sutton is racist?
Yes, I think she's racist. I think she was. That's why she was doing all that want to cry and being on Kyle's shoulder. I think she is. I think she just don't know. You know, the thing about it is when you so uneducated about certain things and you just don't know, then you need to take a look at that. It's some things that you need to do. I think she was talking about. Judge the book from the outside don't really mean a whole lot because you got to open the book up and read it. But just judging her from the outside, and all people judge, you know, don't matter. But I say, yeah, she racist. You know, I just think she is. She could have said a little bit more. You know, she wanted to play the victim. And no, don't play the victim, honey, because and then she want to say it was because they had this secret and didn't nobody tell her. Girl, bye. You know what I'm saying? That little joke that went around, and I want to say this right here, Sherelle, before you let me go. Kathy is she get ready to take over the whole entire Beverly Hills. Is gonna be all about Kathy. Kathy is my girl in my head now. And if she could be my friend, I would be her friend, honey child. I would be right there with her. And Garcelle, I think she's just coming off a little strong because she's getting picked on. Like everybody's saying in media, like you have to be that strong black girl. You got to stand up and say this and say that. So she might be coming off a little bit the wrong way, you know. But I don't think she meant any harm with Paris because we didn't hear the whole conversation because she started off saying, you know, I really like Paris. She came on the that show she's on. You know, I don't even watch them girls. You know, I don't think they got nothing going on with them. But anyway, I don't think she was being really facetious when she said what she said.
Thank you, Nina. Where were you when I needed you?
I'm right here. I'm always with y'all. Listen. I want to say this. I'm always with y'all. I'm down 100 with y'all like two flat tires. You know what I'm saying?
But you show favoritism. You love Gabor.
I love Gabor. You know what it is? Me and Gabor can go back and forth with each other. We can agree to disagree. That's where it come in. That, you know what I'm saying? I love the fact that we can go back and forth and be all right with each other. Because what did he say? That's my girl. That's my girl.
Wow.
That's my girl.
You know what he's doing.
That's my girl.
I got a long line. Thank you so much for calling.
Bye, Nina.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
Baby. Oh, wow. Okay, let me take another call. Hold on one second, Shane. Let me read this from Anthony. Sutton needs to loosen up, perhaps spending the night. Okay, really, Anthony?
Oh my God.
And Sutton said that she was a dancer. Sutton said she was a dancer. I don't see that from Sutton.
Sutton said she was a dancer.
Well, she showed those pics though, Gabor. I mean,
Hey, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean that probably was a photo shoot.
First of all, Shane, you are so cute. I just said
Who's a cutie?
Are you a model?
Thank you guys.
You gotta wait.
What's
You
up?
gotta wait till Sky come up. You know, Sky in love with him. Sky wants you to put him down with Shane. we making love connections over here on Sherelle's World.
Look at Sky.
He's already in the comments. He's thirsty.
Have you been on the show before, Shane? Have you been on the show? Have you been on the show?
I've been on once, and I was on last time. You know, I'm a little bit all about that Beverly Hills, so I had to sound off. I want to come on here to talk about Erika because I'm so excited for that trick to get exposed next week. She's gonna get tell me like she's about to be exposed to lying. Okay, let me tell you something. She's over here. She's like, yeah, my husband come home with Mickey D's. You know, we're so in love.
That's lying.
Remember on the episode she was talking about how she's eating fast food every day because Tom and her don't cook.
Say that,
she doesn't have any talent. She can't do much.
The shade. Okay, Shane, the shade.
And so my real question is, and you guys can answer me this, why is she saying, oh, me and Tom, we're so in love, and then 3 days later she's about to get divorced? That don't make sense. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
She's used to tripping and lying. That's why.
Yeah, right.
Do y'all think that she woo that wire on her husband?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We know she'll do anything for fame.
She probably got full immunity.
Okay. Oh no, you guys stop. You're saying that she wore a wire for the feds?
Hey, she said two truths and a lie. She said that
she's probably in it with the FBI because she wants to dance on Biden's table. You know, like she's not expensive money.
She wants full immunity. I want full immunity. I'll tell you everything he did.
She's gonna get a personal pardon. Let me tell you that.
I'm not messing with you. But I want to ask you one more question. I got to read this really quick. Erika's been eating fast food for the last few months to prepare for eating prison slop. That is so mean, Anthony. Let me ask you this really quick because I got to move along. I'm over an hour again.
And I got to ask Shane something too.
Okay,
go ahead,
Sherelle. You go first, Gabor. You go first.
Shoot.
Shane, you single? Because I know somebody. You know, I know somebody that be on the show. Sky. We make love connections over here at Sherelle's World, Shane. And you know what I'm saying? You and Sky, both of y'all names start with an S. That sounds like a match made in heaven for me.
Sky is a cutie, but I am talking to someone, so I'm sorry.
You're talking to someone you ain't married yet, though. You don't know.
Right, we're not married, so we can rent an apartment, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, last question. What do you feel about Kathy Hilton?
I love Kathy. She is like taking on, she knew the assignment and she came well prepared, okay?
She knew the assignment.
She's a smart woman because she knows that everyone thinks her sister's vile Kyle, so she's about to unseat her sister. And she's saying, Kyle's over here saying, I'm the queen. And Kathy just came in with 3 episodes, and she's already the new queen. So
2 episodes.
It's taken Kyle 11 years. It took Kathy Hilton 3 episodes. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Jane. Thank you so much for calling. I'm sorry you were assaulted on Sherelle's World, but people they love her.
I wasn't assaulting him. I'm trying to put him down. I'm trying to make love connections happen over here.
Oh wow! But listen,
thank you guys.
Shane, you got to call back next week because that's the week where she finds out about her husband. So this is going to be crazy.
We're going to see that heifer exposed. I'm just telling you.
That's right.
Bye, Shane.
All right, Shane. Thank you for calling, and I appreciate the call. Oh my God, we still have a long line. This is insane.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's echoing.
It might be me. Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay,
you want
me to go out, come back in?
No.
The line. Okay. Sutton's a racist. Yes. Ooh. She is a card-carrying member of the Daughters of the Revolution. The DAR. She's just trying to move on up the ladder, honey. And no offense to Cody, but some white men from the South are racist.
Some.
I'm from the Mason-Dixon line. I know.
Cody said some.
No,
I know.
There are.
And Kathy's a little racist too.
What?
I think
Come
she is.
on, Corey.
I do. I get a little antebellum vibe from her. Yeah, she hung out with the Jacksons and stuff, but that was because she was social climbing.
Wait, what do
Because
you
they
mean?
were famous black people.
What do you mean she hung out with the Jacksons?
They went to high school together.
Oh, we
That's how
that's
who are your friends?
here.
They're friends.
Try to come back in because it's echoing and it's hurting people here.
You want me to call back in?
Yeah. Can you?
Okay.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Oh my God, we got such a long line. It's crazy. Should I keep going? Couple more?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
having fun.
Hey, Kirsty, how are you? Okay, Kirsty, okay, good. My boy, AJ.
Hey, AJ.
AJ, can you sound off really quickly?
This episode was a bit boring, wasn't it? If we weren't for Kathy Hilton.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you spoke about it, but they all went out for dinner, didn't they? Dorit, Kyle, Erika, and even inspiring cult leader, Teddy Mellencamp. And
Isn't the show so much better without Teddy though? Like,
listen, we got to speed this up because I have to go. I have to do another video in like a half hour. Why did you say Mellencamp is an expiring cult leader?
I mean, when she's starving people, like.
Oh my God, AJ.
And she had that little she was giving people like 500. What was it? 500
500 calories a day. 500. Yeah, which is like this much food.
Yeah, it was so small. It was just I couldn't believe it.
It was on the cabbage diet.
She was starving people to death.
Yeah.
You guys stop. You guys stop.
Oh, and I've also got a little bit of a theory because her husband, I think, is behind, because years ago, remember Kaji got robbed, didn't she? And all her Birkins disappeared. And he was doing the security for that.
So you blame the husband for them getting robbed, or you're saying he's behind the robbery?
He's blaming Teddy's husband.
Yeah.
Teddy's husband was a good.
Oh my God. Okay, all right.
And then I also noticed as well, like Kathy Hilton and Kyle, the end of the night when they were having what's called nightcap or whatever it's called.
Uh-huh.
They were basically laughing at her a little bit.
Who? They were laughing at
Sutton, but they were laughing at Sutton.
Yeah, she was being ridiculous. I heard you heard Kathy throw that shade like, damn, she got a long leg. She kicked you from the bedroom because she was trying to make it seem like that she was just kicked so hard.
She did.
I have to stop it here. I'm completely out of time. I'm so sorry for everybody backstage that didn't get in. We will be back in a half hour talking Portia. I'm on a time schedule and I go on other people's channels. I'm so sorry. I'm flat out of time. Sorry, you guys.
Bye, AJ.
Thank you, AJ. I gotta do it. Okay, I wanted to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to donate.
Hit the last super chat before you go.
Harry, I'm out of time.
Okay,
I'm gonna be late. Hi, everyone. Love you all. Thank you so much, Catherine. The South is very racist and as always was racist. Kathy Hilton is not a racist at all. I don't think anyone thinks that. I like the Hiltons. So do we. All right. I wanted to thank everyone for your super chat, and you too, Catherine. You don't have to support the channel, and you do. Thank you to everyone in the chat. You guys are cracking me up. Thank you for everyone that called in. It's a lot of you. I'm so sorry. I'm just out of time. Maybe next time I'll stop talking so much and take calls first. And I want to thank my moderators for everything. We will be back in about 35 minutes with Portia. Everybody, let's say bye on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.